Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Jack Church, and of course, this is Love Letters to Pam, the Jack Church Show. Coming to you today from maybe what you might consider an odd location. I'm actually sitting in a really nice baseball stadium here. It's a small little stadium on the grounds of Tullahoma High School, which is a community south of the Nashville area. Now, you may have noticed we're going to be talking a little bit about the weekends. And I know firsthand that weekends are very, very tough after you've suffered loss. Now, for me and Pam, and probably like you and your loved ones as well, the weekends, we always look forward to them. Pam and I would say, maybe not thrill seekers, but certainly adventure seekers. I mean, we would go out and find trails to hike. We would find new golf courses to play. We would tour historic sites. We'd go to wineries. We'd go to breweries. We'd do fishing. We'd do boating. You name it. We were out there doing it. And of course, then after I lost her, there's that empty feeling that we all have. Oh no, it's the weekend. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've passed just passed about 2.5 years now since I lost my sweet Pam. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about there is life after loss. Now, if you'd asked me 6 months ago, 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, I probably would have said, I'm not seeing it. But I'm starting to slowly see it. Things are slowly getting better. There was a time when I thought all I wanted to work was 7 days a week. I wanted to work all the time and stay busy. I didn't want to have any downtime. Well, now, after 2.5+ years, I'm finding that I do need some weekend downtime. Work is getting busier and busier, and I'm getting a little more into it. So I'm finding that I do need that break. And maybe you'll start reaching that point as well. And I hope you do, actually. I hope you do start to see that, well, maybe I do need to do some things on the weekends. And maybe you already are. Now, again, you're tuning into this podcast, or maybe you're watching us via the YouTube channel because you want some ideas, and that's what I'm here to do for you. Now, first of all, I will tell you the weekends can still be a little bit difficult, but as I mentioned, they do get better. So I want to give you an example of what this weekend has been like for me. I had a busy work week. I was traveling all over the area. I was out of town for about 5 days, got back on Friday night. So on Friday night, I get back and made a little dinner, had a glass of wine, watched a little television. Then I found that, you know, even TV shows and movies just don't interest me that much anymore. I mean, occasionally something gets my interest. So I found a book that I'd gotten Pam for Christmas years ago. It was this Jan Caro. She's a female writer. I think her writings probably appeal a little more to the female audience. But this one was called, I believe, Coming Home to Holly Springs. And I thought, you know what? What the hey, I'm going to start reading it. And I found that I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading because it made my mind work. You know, when you read, you have to be creative. You have to create the characters and what you think they're going to be like in your head. The sights, the sounds, the smells, all that comes with it as you're reading. So I found it to be a really good activity. And then, of course, I eventually fell off to sleep. Well, now it's the weekend, Saturday. And I wake up and I go, what shall I do? Well, I mentioned Pam and I, we always found something to do. And so I'm still getting out there and doing things, but more and more I'm starting to enjoy those activities a little more each time that I get out. Now, you may be saying, are you doing it with other people, anything like that? No, not really. Now, next weekend I'll go and I'm going to see our daughter. She's moved into a new place and I'm going to help her do some things there. A couple of weekends ago, my son and I went to a race, and then there was several weeks before that I went fishing with a friend. But the vast majority of the weekends, it's just going to be little old me, and Pam is still here in spirit, I like to think. So here's just some ideas maybe for you when you're dealing with the weekend blues. So again, first thing, when I woke up this morning, don't lay in the bed. Get right out, hop out. Once you wake up and you feel like you've had enough sleep, hit the shower, and I did. I hit the shower, I made the bed, I made some breakfast, and then I remembered I had talked about going to Tullahoma, Tennessee to see the Beechcraft Aircraft Museum. I'd read about it. I'd actually been down here on some other business, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go today. And then I also thought, hey, I'll create a video for our YouTube channel, Traveling with Jack and Pam. That'll be a lot of fun. So I got in the car, and first thing I did, though, I took the back roads. You know how you can program your GPS to take the back roads? I highly recommend that. Because again, you're going through the different areas you may not have seen before. So I'm taking the back roads down to Tullahoma. And I get to the Beechcraft Aircraft Museum. I think it's called the Beechcraft Heritage Museum. And wow, it did not disappoint. It was unbelievable. And there were hardly any people there. And it only cost me $10. So I went in and I was able to put together a fantastic video that I'll be excited to release later on. And it was a really good time. And I tell you this because a museum is a good place to go if you're by yourself, because you can just kind of wander around, you look at the exhibits, there's usually going to be some films and things like that, and you kind of get lost in the history of the museum. And I know for that matter, when Pam and I would visit museums, I mean, we weren't, standing hand in hand looking at each exhibit. We tended to kind of scatter and look at different things. And then as a couple does, you run over and go, hey, you got to come see this, come see this. So I don't do that so much anymore, but I did find the museum to be a lot of fun. So after I did the museum, it was about, 1:30 or so, I thought, well, I'm going to get some lunch. And I told you, I've gotten better at going into restaurants and going by myself. It's really not that bad after you get past those first initial times. And also I will tell you, once you're past the lunch rush, which like I said, was about 1:30, 1:45, there's not that many people there anyway. So I ended up going to Chick-fil-A of all places because I like their salads. So I got their chicken salad there, their buffalo chicken salad, and ended up talking to 2 or 3 people in the restaurant, and I had a nice visit. I had a nice lunch. Then after that, I thought, well, I'm going to explore around Tullahoma, Tennessee a little bit more. So I went and I explored through their downtown, and then I drove through some of the neighborhoods, just looking at some of the houses. There was a lake here that I went to, and I thought, well, I've got fishing tackle, and I thought, nah, maybe not. It's a little hot and humid today, not going to be very good fishing. So I passed on that. And then I remembered, some of you may or may not know, I have an obsession with athletics. I love sports, and Pam always tagged along for it as well. So I had this thing about I love looking at stadiums and facilities. And you're thinking, well, what does Tullahoma have? Well, believe it or not, their high school is known for having some of the finest facilities in the entire state. And so I came here, and it did not disappoint. They have an unbelievable football field, and so I ended up doing a couple of laps around the football field on the track. No, I didn't run, but I did a nice brisk walk. Then I came over, and that's where I am now, sitting in their baseball stadium. It is unbelievable that a high school team has this. This is as nice, if not nicer, than some Division I universities have, and even a few minor league clubs. So that was a lot of fun, just checking out the facilities, just kind of knocking around. And then I saw there was a park not far away, and it had a nature trail. And I thought, hey, let's go on a nature trail. So I went down and I went on the nature trail, ended up doing a couple of miles around on that, came back to the car, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to share my day with you. And maybe that'll give you some idea for things to see and do. And the point being, you just got to get out there. You just really do. As hard as you may think it is, you just have to do it. And trust me, the more you do it, the more pleasant it becomes. I'm going to tell you those first few times, yes, it's going to be woe is me, I'm by myself. Oh, I'm tired of seeing couples. I'm tired of seeing this. I'm tired of seeing that. Turn it around and just find new things. Find new little adventures. Go see things that you've not seen before and enjoy just being outdoors. Now, here in a few minutes, I'll get in the car. I'll take that scenic drive back home. Tonight, I'll make some dinner. I'm going to pour myself a really nice red wine that I found the other day. And I may get back into that book. I might watch a program or two. And then, though, I'm going to get back into that book that Pam left me. And then tomorrow, yeah, I know. Tomorrow's Sunday, day 2 of the weekend. I'll go to church. Church is still hard. That's a whole nother story. And I've done a program on it. But I'm sure that I'll find something in the afternoon to do. I'm thinking about maybe I'll go to the art museum, or maybe I'll do another nature walk. Who knows? But the main thing is I will get out of the house, I'll get out and I'll do something. And I would encourage you to do that as well. Again, I never know if these podcasts, YouTube videos help you at all, but I just like to kind of share my journey with you and let you know that as hard and as difficult as your loss is, many of you in the early stages, some of you in the middle stages, some in the latter stages, whatever that means. I just want you to know that I know it's hard, I do relate, but I want to let you know there is hope in the future. I like that term, there is life after loss. Is it as good as it was when I had Pam here? Absolutely not. But it's getting better. It's getting better. And I'll still have those down days. Heck, last night I tried watching the movie The Greatest Showman. That was one of our favorite movies. I remember exactly where we were, living in Bend, Oregon. Christmas time, we went to see it. We loved it. I did watch it last night. It made me cry because of the relationship between the husband and wife. But I ended up watching the entire movie, and I found as I got through about the midway point and the latter half of the movie that I was smiling ear to ear at all the music and the story, and it felt pretty good. So yes, I did that too. I kind of went backwards, didn't I, before I got into the book deal. Anyway, that's it. Keep listening to the podcast. Share it with others if you will, please, and leave reviews if you're getting it from your favorite podcast provider. That helps increase our audience to those who may benefit from this. And also check out our YouTube channel, of course, Traveling with Jack and Pam, and please subscribe. Like I always say, of course, make it a great day. Better yet, make it a better tomorrow, and I'll see you later. I'm going to maybe walk around a little bit more. This is a really cool baseball stadium. Bye.